how will the Trump presidency potentially affect ordinary Filipinos? With us, Dindo Manhit, political analyst. Dindo, thank you very much for being here. Well, let's begin with this. What is your observation about President Duterte? Seems to be very much friendlier.
Maybe you see some commonality with President Trump. They were both what they call a candidate for change, totally outside of the political system, and really rocked the electoral process of both countries. And maybe with that, he suddenly changes his view with regards Philippine-U.S. relations.
And is that okay?
The reality of
because like just a few weeks ago, galit na galit siya sa Amerika, hindi ba?
Of course, but the reality of governance, our chief diplomat, our foreign policy is really defined by the direction of our president. So we see at least here an opening that maybe if it can improve or reboot U.S.-Philippine relations, look at where we can work together instead of us attacking each other, questioning on the other hand coming from the U.S. So these are things that could improve and set the stage for a better Philippine-U.S. relations.
Reboot, that's
Yes.
the word. Okay. What will a President Trump mean to ordinary Filipinos? Let's talk about call center jobs first.
That's what we need to really look at. The rhetorics of the campaign of Trump was focused on what I would call an isolationist, insular America. That means he saw countries like the Philippines as really a problem for the ordinary American workers.
We take the jobs away from them.
We took their jobs with the idea of offshoring, outsourcing, things that he committed to push for a law to outlaw. So this is quite a danger, which I hope campaign is over. I hope rhetorics can be turned down a little. And his acceptance speech could lead us to this direction that we might see from him.
What is the BPO industry thinking kaya right now? Because just a few weeks ago, they were also very apprehensive when President Duterte was talking about, lahat kayong mga American companies, you can leave if you want to. So,
The reality,
and then now,
that's
there's
true.
Trump. So.
Yeah, the reality of business, I think, is they would look for any opportunity, any location that can maximize their profit. And in this case, they have created a system for us which benefited the country as our second growth area after remittances, which is the BPO. So now I think they would be more jittery with regards to the policy of their country.
Yeah.
So on an economic side, beyond the BPO is the idea of the so-called trade wars, the way he views trade with other countries. It might affect even our own export. Of course, we're not as affected as other Asian neighbors with regards to manufacturing.
Right.
But all these things, I believe, are the things that remain uncertain with the Trump victory. But one thing we should consider, of course, the victory of Trump boils down really to domestic challenges, domestic issues that he raised that really captured the imagination of a lot of American voters, enough for him to get that electoral college win.
Yeah. Would there be jitters also when it comes to immigration? I mean, you have mga TNT, Pinoys. There are millions of Filipino Americans.
That will not only affect possible immigration, but also the remittances, future remittances. As we look for continuous growth in our country, we know for a fact that what drives our growth are remittances coming from immigration. So if there will really be a strong immigration policy, it might affect migrants who have not really settled their papers there. And they might suddenly be sent back, and we might see a dip on our remittances, which we continue to need as we try to build and sustain the past years' growth in our country.
Outside policy, I mean, the way people are treated. There have been quite a number of stories already about how people are treating each other based on the rhetoric that we heard during the campaign.
It was a very divisive politics to the point that you'd hear some name calling, you'd hear some attacks on each other's candidacy. That really divides America. Even to ordinary Filipinos, they should realize that the popular vote went to Hillary.
Clinton,
But the system, their electoral college system, allowed Trump to win. So there was no landslide, because when you look at the Electoral College, so we see a divided America that hopefully can be healed with the lowering of rhetorics by President-elect Trump when he accepted his victory after the concession of Secretary Clinton, and the part of Secretary Clinton reaching out. So, because at the end of the day, this is not good for America as a strong or superpower. This will be seen as a weakness, and it might even create some security jitters, especially in a region where China continues to position itself as a strong and great power.
Well, just a few weeks back, I think, Donald Trump let loose some words, no, about South China Sea, di ba? Which don't exactly jive with what President Duterte has been saying. So, so paano to, no? How do we reconcile all of this? Because you have President Duterte congratulating him, saying, magkapareho tayo, and then...
We're just hoping that their personality creates an opening for them to discuss further how we can look forward and improve these relations. Because not only President-elect Trump, but the Republican Party continues to be strong with regards to security and defense matters. So that remains to be seen. The policy direction tends to be opposite, but maybe the personalities that we saw with the softening of our own president, and even President-elect Trump talking about he's open to work with other nations. A few hours after victory, I mean, it just shows that maybe campaign is over. It's now about governance. It's about the reality of the United States having important role with regards to global politics and global security.
Okay. There's another concern, no, ng mga Pinoy dito. Mag-apply ng visa papunta sa Amerika, di ba? And one of the jokes right after that was, sorry, that was when at the time when President Duterte, was spewing quite a number of words, colorful words about President Obama. So, ang concern sa visa. Ngayon, ganyan na naman. Paano naman mga visa application?
Yun ang we have seen, no, with the Obama administration these past 8 years. We've seen really a process of visa application that has become more friendly and faster. I've noticed it from talks to people. So this anti-immigration stance creates this, again, not only uncertainty but fear. Apprehension, especially for the reality that those are one of the target countries for people to visit, even to work and look at as an opportunity for better life.
Yeah, okay. All right, my final question, Dindo, a brief question, brief answer, hopefully. A while ago, we rolled that package from CNN. No? One analyst was saying a change in the electoral college system is going to happen on the 12th of never. What do you think, as a political analyst from here, from Manila?
The United States call itself as one of the greatest democracy. They should realize that it's the people that matters, not an old process that was elected with that elitist thinking in mind.
Okay. And given that there's so many people on the streets right now,
this is not the first time this has happened.
In the US.
So if this continues, maybe it's time to rethink their political system. Okay. But those who benefit from it might not like it. That's the reality of power politics in any country.
Any country. Thank you very much. Dean Domenhit, political analyst. Salamat.